So the big news about Floyd, what do you say about that, Sean?
What they're looking for are eyeballs, right? Where does this fall? Mayweather and Pacquiao on the most legitimate Crawford-Canelo side of the spectrum, or the kind of sideshow Jake Paul-Mike Tyson side of the spectrum?
Why would anyone bring back what many call the most disappointing fight in boxing history? 10 years after the $600 million clash that fell flat and pushed fans toward the UFC, the impossible might actually happen. A rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is no longer just a dream. Netflix, the new powerhouse in sports entertainment, is seriously looking into making it happen. This isn't just a rumor. It's a breaking story that changes everything we thought about the end of their careers. The news first came from the Ring magazine, with insiders like Mike Kopinger confirming it during a panel with Max Kellerman and Shady McCoy.
Cop bomb, or what do we
I don't know. You said I have singles. Is this like, what is this? A double? Or?
This is big news, actually. But go ahead, tell the people.
All right, so I am hearing from reliable sources that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, yes, more than 10 years later, a rematch is being seriously discussed to take place next year on Netflix. And Netflix, of course, is very much into eventizing these, whatever they put on, whether it's boxing or tennis. And so far, they've done Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. They just did they just did Canelo against Crawford. And obviously, a rematch between Mayweather and Pacquiao, even at this stage, would classify as a big event for Netflix. And I think is a real possibility this is going to happen. Mayweather's now 46, I believe. And Pacquiao's around the same age. But look, this was the biggest fight in boxing history when it happened. And I think all these years later, a rematch, if it happens, especially after the way Pacquiao looked in July against Barrios, there would be serious interest.
Kopinger confirmed that the talks are real and being seriously considered for a massive event in 2026. And this isn't one-sided. Manny Pacquiao himself has now verified that discussions are at an advanced stage. When asked about the rematch, Pacquiao said,
"Give it until you close the door on that rematch, or would you keep it open for as long as you could potentially keep it?"
Well, I feel initially like almost agreeing each other on a lot of things that we are agreeing each other, but there's a few just a few conditions that we are still negotiating.
He even shared a possible location, saying the fight would likely take place in Las Vegas.
And would it happen in America? Could it be in the Philippines? Could you take it to other locations?
Probably it will happen in Las Vegas.
This isn't just gossip. It's an actual negotiation. Netflix isn't spreading rumors. They're making a calculated move. As Kopinger noted, the company is focused on turning events into major experiences. They're the platform behind Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul and the huge Crawford versus Canelo fight. Netflix doesn't just stream events, they build global moments. And now, they're aiming for the one sequel everyone criticized, but that everyone would still tune in to watch.
Manny Pacquiao, 46 years old. We got Floyd Mayweather, 48 years old. Now, when they first met, it was one of the biggest fights, the biggest gate, right? But a lot of people said it was very one-sided. Floyd Mayweather dominated the fight.
Actually bigger guy and better defense. But we will never actually know the answer to that question because we never got to see it 5 years earlier. Now, Shady makes the point, Malik, that this is not like Crawford-Canelo, and it's not. But it's also not exactly like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
It's nowhere near
right?
But why now? The answer is Manny Pacquiao. At 46, an age when most fighters have already retired, Pacquiao returned for a tough 12-round welterweight title match. Officially, it was scored a draw, but Pacquiao felt he was robbed, saying it happened again and that the fight felt more like sparring. He told reporters he believed he clearly won, scoring it 8-4 or 7-5 in his favor.
You know, it's happened again.
Bobby said that you told them it was like sparring. Bobby Pacquiao said your brother said he told them it was like sparring.
And it felt fighting with Barrios. It felt like it was a sparring.
Yeah, like sparring. Yeah, like sparring. I would like my scorecard is like 8-4.
Okay.
8-4 or 7-5 is the worst.
Many experts and fans agree. He showed he still has the speed, the footwork, and the non-stop punching power.
How Floyd is looking lately. Mayweather's in the gym and the way how Pacquiao has been looking his last fight, I'm really into the fight if they're going to do it again, especially if it's going to be on the best stage in the world, the ring, the Netflix, and the same type of numbers.
There is something interesting that Pacquiao just got a draw on the fight I thought he won against a world-class fighter at the age of 46. It's insane. And before that, he beats Keith Thurman. That's already 6 years ago after the age of 40. Giving Thurman his only loss and knocking him down in the process in a great fight. That's insane. Floyd has not been competing on that level in years. Do you think that changes the way people look at this? Like, we all saw Floyd beat him the first time. And a lot of people like Malik and I all think Floyd would have won even had they fought 5 years prior to that. But now maybe has things tipped in Pacquiao's direction a little?
That one performance completely restored his value. As one host pointed out, the fact that a 46-year-old Pacquiao could arguably take on a current champion says more about the state of the sport than about the fight itself. It showed he wasn't a washed-up legend. He was still fiercely competitive. And that alone is why this rematch has suddenly become possible.
Came out of retirement after 3 years and went toe-to-toe and arguably beat Mario Barrios. Let's be honest, that's probably more of an indictment on the sport than this fight would ever be, but you're still going to get that feel of like, oh man, here come the novelty act fights. All right, this is what we're doing. I don't necessarily feel that way. You're going to get that feel with a lot of the hardcore boxing fans, but just like a Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, just like a Gervonta Tank Davis, Jake Paul, just like a Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, you're going to get more of an attention outside of your hardcore fan base from casual audiences to watch a fight like this. And in that way, it is a net good for boxing. It just means more eyes on the sport. That is a good thing. And again, this doesn't feel like as much of a gimmick because they are two legendary names in the same or around the same weight. They had already fought before. You're talking about pound for pound, number one, number two greatest all time in those weight divisions. I mean, you can argue for the heavier guy. I'm just saying these are two of the greatest. And if they want to do it, even in their old age, I wouldn't recommend it. But then again, Manny just fought a world championship fight and looked okay compared to what he was in there with. So I don't mind it. I will watch this. I will break it down.
This adds a fascinating twist because what has Floyd Mayweather been doing? While Pacquiao just went through a 12-round battle, Floyd, now 48, hasn't faced a professional boxer since Andre Berto in 2015, or in his last official fight against Conor McGregor in 2017. Since then, he's focused on a series of high-paying exhibition matches, including the infamous bout with Logan Paul. For the first time, Floyd would step into the ring potentially dealing with ring rust, against a rival who is still sharp and active. The roles are reversed. Floyd becomes the inactive question mark, while Pacquiao brings recent real fight experience. And of course, as soon as this news broke, the backlash was immediate and intense.
This way, I know I ain't Floyd Mayweather in the Breakfast Club. I know I'm not. Ladies and gentlemen, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao in talks for a 2026 bout, whether it's a rematch, exhibition. Ladies and gentlemen, we waited 7 years to see Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. And then when it finally came to fruition, man, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball so bad that people ran to the UFC. Man, I believe that was the last fight party that I attended to. Man, I'm like, you's a liar! But you understand what I'm trying to say. The whole world was waiting for this fight. The whole world saw this fight. Even the pay-per-view went to $100. Huh? But I ain't complaining. You's a liar! So you telling me that we're gonna see these guys in a rematch and they're near 50 when in their 30s it was so boring?
Fans still remember 2015. They remember waiting 7 long years for the so-called fight of the century, which, as one host said, turned out to be incredibly boring. The event broke every revenue record, drawing 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, only to deliver a one-sided, tactical snooze fest.
Mayweather and Pacquiao was easily the biggest fight of its era, of the generation. And it was the highest grossing fight of all time.
Sure.
Because it had 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. Do the math, right?
When Pacquiao fought Floyd, even was it 2014? What was that? When did they fight for that big fight? 2015. Whatever it was, when they fought. And it was so hyped up, and I couldn't wait. And it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
It was past because
they should have been fighting both at their peaks, and they're like, okay, Floyd, Pacquiao, they didn't give us that. So now we're going to fast forward it, and we're going to fight again.
Even Pacquiao himself has called the fight boring. He explained that Mayweather isn't in his personal top 5 opponents because the fight lasted the full 12 rounds without real action. and he said he feels sorry for the fans who were disappointed.
Not Floyd Mayweather. Why isn't he in the top 5?
Floyd Mayweather, he's running the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight.
Manny, who are the top 5 fighters you ever fought, you think?
Barrera, Morales, Marquez, De La Hoya, Cotto, Margarito.
Why no Floyd Mayweather? Why not Floyd Mayweather? Why isn't he in the top 5?
Floyd Mayweather, he's running the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight. How is that? I mean, you know, I feel sorry to the fans because the fight is boring. You know, the fight is boring. Like, that's not the fans expecting to us. I mean, as a fighter, if I'm a fan, of course I want to see a good fight, like changing fight, not a.
This sentiment was summed up perfectly by veteran journalist Dan Rafael, who described the 2015 event.
But as I said to you in Las Vegas, I'd rather set myself on fire than watch that rematch because it was, I've said that, I'm not even joking about this. It was the worst experience of my 25+ year career covering boxing. Absolutely horrible in every sense of the word. The fight stunk. That was the culmination, but everything about it was horrible. I have no interest personally. It's just a matter of like, do we not have anything fresh in boxing? Is it so pathetic that we have to run back a shitty fight from 12 years ago? I mean, look, Manny looked pretty good when he fought Barrios in July. It wasn't like he looked like an old man. I thought he won the fight, to be quite honest. A lot of people thought he won the fight. Floyd hasn't been in the ring in a real fight, quote unquote real fight, because his final official fight was against Conor McGregor, who was making his pro debut. You got to go back to 2017 for that fight, so we're coming up on a decade.
On the rings panel, experts like Shady McCoy voiced what everyone was thinking, calling them legendary grandpas and warning, fool me once. The general feeling is that this could be just another money grab, hurting boxing by focusing on big names instead of the sport itself.
You love boxing, right? And you're gonna pay your hard-earned money to see a boxing fight.
Yes.
I think we worrying about the names. Floyd Mayweather, I'm gonna watch it because it's Floyd. Pacquiao, I'm gonna watch it because it's Pacquiao. But when you have an event with Netflix and you got Floyd versus Pacquiao, it's like, come on, okay? Jake Paul and Tank, people gonna watch it just because of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jake Paul and Tyson. Like, we are killing the game. Instead of having a real legit fight, everybody want to see like a Bud and Canelo, you coming to watch a boxing match. We coming to hear some names. That's what we come to watch.
You are so wrong, Shady. This is Floyd Mayweather, the most technically sound, gifted fighter of all time, going against a Hall of Famer, one of the technically sound most fighters of all time, Pacquiao. And they're just doing it at an older age.
But what's interesting is that, beyond the business side, Floyd has acknowledged how dangerous Pacquiao was. In a candid moment, Mayweather once said,
"The best fighter I fought probably was Manny Pacquiao, because of his movement.
But you made it look easy.
But he's a hell of a fighter, and I can see why he won so many fights, and I can see why he's going down as a Hall of Famer. It's just certain moves that he makes."
I think that with Pacquiao coming off of the draw against Barrios, I thought he probably won too, close fight. But I think in some strange way now, this rematch, if it was ever going to take place, now is kind of the perfect time. Because Mayweather won the first fight, obviously. Yes, Pacquiao had the torn rotator cuff, but Pacquiao now 46, Mayweather now 48. Malik says that, yes, Mayweather has not fought professionally since 2001, what was it, 21 or no, 17 actually. I think Conor McGregor.
He's had some exhibitions.
I think Conor McGregor, 21 was the Logan Paul exhibition. But yes, with how Pacquiao's looking now, I think this is kind of the perfect time for this fight if it's going to happen.
Floyd knew the man he beat in 2015 wasn't the real Manny. Here's where it gets complicated. What if that fight didn't tell the full story? After Mayweather collected his payday, it came out that Pacquiao had entered the ring with a serious injury, a torn rotator cuff. He was at a disadvantage from the very beginning. This fact changes everything. It wasn't a fair fight. It wasn't Mayweather dominating a healthy Pacquiao. It was a one-armed man trying to figure out the puzzle of the best defensive fighter alive.
We've seen the best Manny Pacquiao. That guy we haven't seen in quite a long time. And with Floyd Mayweather, again, we've seen little things of him in the gym over the years. He's a known gym rat, even to this day. But what's he gonna look like at 50 years old, really competitively boxing against a guy that, again, honestly, he beats 10 times out of 10 in their prime and even at this stage of the game. But as what Netflix is seemingly trying to do is they're trying to be the platform for spectacle.
Many, including other legends, believe the fight just happened too late. One analyst, asked what might have happened 5 years earlier, said that while he still thinks Floyd would have won, it would have been a controversial decision. He described the younger Pacquiao as a relentless fighter who never stopped throwing punches, suggesting that version would have made Floyd work much harder for the victory.
Mayweather. What would have been different had they fought, let's just say 5 years earlier? Because everybody believed they wanted that fight. We had been clamoring for that fight for 5-10 years. Had they fought 5 years earlier, is the outcome any different?
Let's just say it would have probably been a controversial decision.
Okay.
You know, like a closer fight. But I still think that Floyd probably would have pulled it off. I really do think so. Pacquiao at the time, when he was coming up, when I fought him, he was literally a Pac-Man.
Right.
He was just chomping at me like there's no tomorrow.
Right.
He wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop throwing punches. That Pacquiao probably gives Mayweather a better fight.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if he wins, but he gives him a better fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you feel this fight happened a couple years?
This rematch raises a surprising question for the first time. What happens if a healthy Pacquiao faces an older, slower, and inactive Floyd? One analyst suggested that because both are a bit older and slower, the fight could actually be more competitive. The rematch isn't finalized yet. Meanwhile, a new controversy is emerging, as Pacquiao has younger and arguably more dangerous options. While talks with Mayweather are ongoing, Pacquiao's team is also exploring other matchups. In fact, when asked about a rematch with Mario Barrios, the fighter he just drew with, Pacquiao's manager quickly dismissed the idea, showing their attention is shifting elsewhere.
The ass Mario Barrios. Who the wants to see him? Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios. Not in a bad way, I like him. What Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios. Why should he? What does he need to fight him again for? You know, if Manny wants to continue fighting, there's fighters like Rolly Romero. There's fighters like Gervonta Davis. There's guys out there. But it's just sick. I hate this sport. I really hate boxing. This is the ugly.
This perfectly highlights the new landscape. The current frontrunner is reportedly Rolly Romero, who has been challenging Pacquiao, saying he wants a Hall of Famer on his record. When asked about Romero's call-out, Pacquiao simply smiled and said, "If he can beat me."
Who's a potential opponent for you in the future? He said that he would like to have a Hall of Famer on his resume. What do you tell him?
To me, if he can beat me.
But even more surprising names are in the mix, including the explosive knockout artist Gervonta Tank Davis and the relentless Conor Benn. These aren't 48-year-old legends. They're young, active, and dangerous fighters.
Said the three names they're looking at are Rolly Romero, Gervonta Davis, and Conor Benn. So Conor Benn obviously is going to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in a rematch November 15th. On this show last week, Ben told us he's coming back to 47 no matter what.
Yep.
And we have Gervonta Davis, who of course has the exhibition with Jake Paul, also in November. And those are the fights for Manny right now. Whether it's the first fight or the second fight, those are the guys he's looking at.
What I will say though about the matchup, which I like for Pacquiao, people that put pressure on Broly's, they kind of unravel him pretty quick. I mean, you've seen that with what's his name, Pitbull Cruz. So I like that part of it. If Pacquiao still has that intensity in a way where he can put pressure on somebody, he's gonna have a good job. He's gonna do a great job. But lately, he's been ba and then backs up a little bit. You know, he's not.
Pacquiao's son, Jimuel, even weighed in on the Rolly fight, saying, "I think he'll take an L though. I got my dad for sure." This sets up a dilemma for Pacquiao. Should he go for the legacy fight with the biggest payday, or risk everything facing the new generation of fighters?
You know, I thought he got a 7-5, so yeah.
Where do you want your father to go from this, man?
I mean,
rest, you know?
right now he should focus on getting rest, you know. But he is 46 now, so like me personally, you know, I love him. I just want him to be safe. I don't want him to take any more punishment. Yeah, I thought he did win. You know, I thought it was a 7-5 fight, so I thought it should have been my dad.
And for Floyd, as Dan Raphael noted, there's already an announcement that he will face Mike Tyson in an exhibition. How that fits into everything is unclear. This highlights the new battle for the soul of boxing, entertainment versus the sport itself.
What I found interesting is that just not, I don't know, a month and a half ago, there was an announcement that Floyd Mayweather was going to fight Mike Tyson in an exhibition match. So I'm not sure where that fits into the situation. Supposedly they have a signed agreement for that fight pending landing, I guess, some kind of broadcast partner. Whether they've done that or not, I don't know. But, it seems like Floyd, for a guy that's been retired for almost 10 years, is pretty busy.
The news has even prompted other legends, like Shane Mosley, to throw their names into the mix, saying, "I want to fight Manny Pacquiao next, and then I'll face whoever beats Floyd Mayweather." Analysts are completely split on what could happen next.
Pacquiao's 46 years old. He just fought, to a draw, and he's proven that age just a number. Actually, I want to fight Manny Pacquiao next. I'll fight him next, and then I'll fight the winner fights Floyd Mayweather. I want to get out there and show the world that I'm still here. You can't get rid of me. When I'm ready to leave, then I'll leave. But I'm not ready though. I love boxing.
Some, like analyst Malik Scott, are fully on board with the idea.
According to the Ring magazine, and we're going to get into the announcement, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao are in talks for a rematch in big 2026. This is real. I am not lying to you. I would never do such a thing.
But perhaps the most honest take came from host Roberto Flack, who noted that even if you dislike it, this is Netflix's new business model. As the WOD Concept host admitted, "Am I upset about it? No. Will I watch it? Yeah, I will." Flack captured the situation perfectly. The truth is, if this fight happens, we're all going to watch it.
I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about this. Like, am I upset about it? No. Is it the thing I'm most excited for in 2026 for the sport of boxing? No. Will I watch it? Yeah, I will, because this is a bit of a different thing than Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Both these guys are old. Both these guys, I'm just saying it like it is, they are. Both these guys were at one point the highest level in the world, but when they fought, it was about 5 years too late then. That was 11 years ago, and we saw how the fight went then. What would make it any different now? The only thing I can think of is because they're a little older, a little slower, and they're still willing to get in there and do it, that maybe we would get more of a slugfest. I still don't know if Mayweather's reflexes have diminished that much. We saw Manny Pacquiao go toe-to-toe with a sitting world champion in the sport of boxing right now, Mario Barrios. That may be more an indictment on the sport than this fight would even.
So, is this the unwanted sequel nobody asked for? A final cash grab from two legends long past their prime? Or is it the one chance, a decade too late, to finally see the real fight we were denied? We never saw Mayweather face a fully healthy Manny Pacquiao. Now with Mayweather older and inactive and Pacquiao looking sharper than ever, so sharp that even critics like Rafael admit, "I thought he won the fight against Barrios." The question that was supposed to be settled in 2015 has shockingly reopened. Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glove Lord and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.